Hello and welcome back for the second time this year. The first time I've spent about 1 hour shooting this vlog, and afterwards I realized that the sound was awful. So I had to reshoot everything plus re-iron my clothes. The good part is that we have in front of us a stunning watch, the Tudor Black Bay 58 in silver. And by the way, Happy New Year! As you probably know, I wasn't a Black Bay believer, especially the 41mm case. And the 58 felt like a patch to satisfy the hunger for the real vintage divers of Tudor. But to forget about the 41mm case, the Black Bay 58 was a tailored diver with a special adjusted caliber without a date, which made the platform thinner and better proportioned for a brand like Tudor. But still, gilt dial with golden accents on the bezel, clearly a purposed handsome watch. If I were to associate the Black Bay line with actors, the 41mm looks like this, the 58 being a handsome and a compact watch looks like this, and the 54 pretty much looks like this. Apparently I have the capacity to see the ugly in beauty and the other way around. Now the taupe 58 in silver is pretty much a forgotten model which swims around the most popular stainless steel ones. And in reality it's actually a massive difference in aspect between these two models. The 925 silver case reveals an unseen case color which is brighter but equally reflecting in the same intensity, no matter the lighting conditions, where the steel material is darker and attracts light but darkness in the same time. And then, to be massively differentiated, Tudor came up with a buzzword color named taupe, which belongs to the color family of beige and it can deviate on multiple tones and accents. The color chosen by Tudor for the silver case is friendly, it is matted, warm, and it feels to have a bit of green in the composition. In essence, it's sufficiently neutral to be able to blend with grey, dark green or brown, being a pastel color. Now compared to the 54 model, they look pretty similar, but actually in reality they're very different. The 58 is better sized to cover a wider range of wrists and preferences, has an interesting ratio with a substantial thickness which blends very well with the case length and the diameter. However, thickness wise, unlike the stainless steel 58 which measures 11.9mm in height, the silver one measures 12.5mm in height. The explanation is quite plausible. The silver one hosts a see-through case back with a sapphire which unveils their in-house caliber, which is pretty rare for Tudor to show their calibers. So the taupe version has more presence on the wrist due to the thickness and the case color which pops more compared to the 54 model having higher lugs, where the 54 has a slimmer profile and a reduced diameter with 2mm. In reality, these two platforms can be easily distinguished from the front. The 58 has a rounded aspect with thinner lugs, it is thicker at the middle, and the case follows the bezel rounded volume, where the 54 has more of a rectangular shape with thicker lugs and a less rounded shape starting from the center. So the volumes proposed for the 54 are well tailored to emulate a vintage watch, where the 58 looks more contemporary, looking like a modern watch inspired from a vintage one. However, case-wise, for some reason I like better the 58 case because of the presence compared to the 54. So to conclude the comparison, we have a few principles that differentiates this diver from the normal line. It is made from pure 925 silver, has a taupe color, has a see-through case back and comes on a leather strap. And these different principles are in my view changing the purpose of this watch, being pretty different than the rest of the divers from the Tudor's collection. For sure, this is a special 58, it is specifically tailored to offer a different vibe to the normal 58 line, as well as they did with the 369 dial to the bronze and the gold one. For example, when you became a connoisseur into wristwatches, it is pretty unusual or unnatural to see a diver with a leather strap. Normally a diver case sits and makes sense on a rubber, on a nail-on strap or on a bracelet, but the combo of leather with this silver kinda makes sense, as being more of a precious accessory due to the higher value of silver, which reflects in the price as well as an everyday wearable next to other silver accessories, which is a bit different than a tool diver to be taken and enjoyed as a practical watch. I feel it different, but I'm also curious what's your view on this one. So the case of this diver, as I described it, it's white and does not retain reflections as stainless steel. And unlike the Black Bay DNA, this one is all brushed, including the sides and the chamfer as well. And as you noticed, I didn't want to clean it before the review, I wanted to keep its patina to see how well it can tarnish in time. And the truth is, it doesn't look bad at all. I like the ability of silver to transform, but also the fact that you can restore it to factory condition. And then as dial design, initially I was convinced that the taupe model will be pretty boring in a two-tone dial color, but in reality it looks creamy and exciting. I like the contrast between the white markers and the matted taupe color, also because the metallic markers are communicating chromatically with the silver case, so it doesn't look boring at all. As specifications, this Black Bay 58 in silver measures 39mm in diameter with 47.6mm as lug tip to lug tip, 12.5mm in height and weighs 88 grams with a strap. We have 60 clicks, a unidirectional bezel, a screw-down crown which ensures 20 atmospheres, a discrete box sapphire crystal, an aluminum bezel insert, a fully brushed case, and when we flip the watch we can preview something this time. The in-house caliber MT5400, a solid movement with 70 hours power reserve and great accuracy due to the cost regulation. Now the question is, can this silver 58 amplify your masculine self? Can this be in line with your demands for a Tudor watch? I think so. I think this diver is well sized to be worn as an everyday watch. It is comfortable, it is sober, which can transform into a formal one. Has an in-house movement, it is practical because it's a diver, and above all, special due to the addition of the silver case, which is after all a precious metal, having the price of approximately $0.50 per gram, depending on the purity, I guess. But for sure, this reflects in the price of the watch. The stainless steel Black Bay 58 costs $4,000, where the silver one costs $4,650. This particular model comes on a leather strap. There is a NATO version as well, but I preferred to put a 7 Friends & Watches thick strap with a 360-degree stitching to match or to amplify the green tone out of the taupe color. I just love it. I'll leave the link to the strap in the description. As a conclusion, I am very impressed by this silver 58 and I won't be surprised if this will end up in my collection at some point. Although I would not keep more than one Tudor diver, and honestly I'm not ready to give up on my 54 model, because in some aspects I see it superior to any 58 platform, from the vintage and wearability aspect all the way to the adjustable T-clasp. Time will tell. So, hope you enjoyed this episode. Having the usual curiosity in mind, what do you think about this Tudor Black Bay 58 in silver? Please let me know in the comments below. And as usual, if you're new around, please consider subscribing for future episodes. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and until next time, be brave and stay safe.